Joe, we've talked about the two quarterbacks very briefly, but the two main guys the Browns are going to be looking at that number 2 pick are either Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. I believe you're on record saying you would take Abdul Carter if you could take the best player available. Yes. Some people would be in the Travis Hunter camp. Let's hypothetically just say the Browns are sticking at 2 and they take a quarterback. Now, let me throw these two up here. So Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders. Here's their season numbers. Now, keep in mind, Cam Ward was on a more balanced offensive team with a lot more talent. Shedeur Sanders, basically, in his 2 years at Colorado, took that team from one of the worst Division 1A teams, FCS teams, to a 9-win team this year. And obviously playing for his father, Deion Sanders. But those are the numbers. Both threw for about, over 4,000 yards, both near 40 touchdowns, and a pretty good touchdown to interception ratio. Shedeur Sanders is more of the accurate passer. A lot of checkdowns and stuff in there, but more of an accurate passer. And then Cam Ward, more of the athletic guy that's going to get after it. But if you had to pick one of those two quarterbacks for the Browns, Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, do you take the more athletic upside guy that could be a bust, or do you take maybe the safer pick, better accuracy, maybe better fit, but maybe not quite as the upside as Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders? So Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, if you are Andrew Berry and you're handing in the number 2 pick, saying both are available, hypothetically, which guy are you picking?
Cam Ward all day.
You think Cam Ward?
And I think because Shedeur Sanders is going to be a problematic, outspoken person who's going to talk shit anytime they can, plus his freaking dad. And we do not need anybody shit posting about the Browns while he's trying to make his way on this Browns.
Okay.
So if we can get a quiet, game managing, little bit of upside, boring quarterback while we build everything else, that's my pick.
Okay. Interesting. All right. So Joe is on the Cam Ward train. I think Cam Ward has the higher upside for sure, and could be definitely the bigger boom in this draft. I think the Browns, and this is a time for another podcast, we'll save this, but I think the Browns have to take a quarterback here. And if they do, I actually think I'm in the Cam Ward. So I'm going to answer this 2 different ways. I think Cam Ward would be the better quarterback, but I think Shedeur Sanders might be the better fit for the Browns. So I think the Browns would, in theory, take Sanders over Ward, even though Ward might be the better quarterback. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting
I won't be
thing.
mad.
Yeah.
Right? It'll be one of those things where I'm
not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, disappointed in you, and I'll give my dad eyes.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Exactly. Yeah, the disappointed mom or dad look.
Yeah.
But
good luck with that.
But I think either one of these guys can win at the NFL level.
Yeah.
I really do.
I do.
Shedeur Sanders is not the freaky athletic guy, but he played behind a terrible offensive line. They ran the ball the least amount in the country, so there was no threat for the run at Colorado. And again, I know Deion coming, that there's some red flags there. I actually had some red flags with Shedeur Sanders back in the season, but listening to him talk and the way he presents himself, I actually think like he might be better than people think. So
what happened? Okay, so let's just say you bring in Sanders, and his dad is a very inspiring guy.
Yeah,
he's outspoken, but he's got a lot of wisdom in him.
Sure, yeah.
So you automatically get a very hardcore motivator along with that pick. So maybe that quarterback room, the quarterback's coach almost gets a back seat, where this dad that's yelling over the banister over there is actually like, holy shit, like everybody in this room is better because dad over there.
Obviously the dad's going to want the best for his son, but he's also got a team of his own at Colorado to worry about too. So the Browns are, Kevin Stefanski is known as a quarterback guy. Like, they tried to mold his system to fit Deshaun Watson. Didn't work. And, we'll see. Obviously, I think the Browns have moved on from them. I think the Browns are going to sign. I think the Browns are going to draft a quarterback at number 2 and sign a veteran, possibly Kirk Cousins, possibly someone else.
Stafford.
But yeah, Stafford's off the table.
Is he really?
He's going to stay in LA. He's going to stay in LA. He's going to be off the table, unfortunately. But I think the possible options are still. You maybe still have Justin Fields, but I think he's going to stay with the Steelers. But I think the 2 options would either be Daniel Jones or Kirk Cousins. Those are the 2. I think the ship has sailed with Jameis Winston. I think the ship has sailed with Joe Flacco, but I don't know
Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers
he's still out there.
He's so weird. I don't know. Like I'd be fine if he wants to come in, but he's not going to be the guy that's going to say like all men are Cam Ward or all men are Shedeur Sanders. No, he didn't want to. He didn't want to do that with Jordan Love in Green Bay. Didn't want to do that in New York, and kind of had I don't know. He's probably not all bad because there's a lot of teammates that love him. But it is what it is with him. So if Aaron Rodgers wants to come to Cleveland for a year or 2, hopefully end his career on a good note, I'm sure the Browns would welcome him with 100%. Open arms. But it's like, what's he going to want on the open market? Like he's had obviously an injured full season 2 years ago. Last season was a bad year. But it's like, what does he want? But maybe
the Jets humbled him a little bit, and maybe his asking price might be a little low.
Yeah, and maybe he wants to end his career on a good note. And where do quarterbacks come to succeed? The Cleveland Browns,
for sure. Like so many renowned quarterbacks.
So we'll see, but hopefully we can end that cycle of bad quarterback play. That we've had some moments.
But they do say that ayahuasca will rewire things and give you the great reset.
Yeah.
So maybe Aaron is just ayahuasca for the whole team.
Maybe his ayahuasca trip this year will lead him to Cleveland and show the Browns the way, and the Lake Erie Monster will come out and help the Browns.
Yes.
Yes. Help the Browns on a successful season. So here are some other rookie quarterbacks. These are the top 11 rookies based on multiple scouting reports. So obviously the 2 top guys we talked about, Sanders and Ward. Jackson Dart is right there at Ole Miss. Quinn Ewers from Texas. Jalen Milroe is probably the most athletic, but also he's like a boomer bust guy. Riley Leonard from Notre Dame. Will Howard from Ohio State. Will Howard did not have a good combine performance, but he also won a national championship, and you could sometimes it's like how much versus what they do on the field versus like what they show at a combine. There's Kyle McCord, the former Ohio State quarterback, played at Syracuse. Dylan Gabriel, the Oregon quarterback. Curtis Rourke from Indiana, and Tyler Schall from Louisville, who is your Brandon Whedon of this draft, who started at Oregon and then got injured, transferred out, and then had a nice career, but is also, I think he's 25 or 26 years old coming into
the Browns picked him.
I mean,
I am done with them.
If the Browns took him in the 4th round, whatever, dude, I'll take a flyer.
Done. Like, I am no longer a Cleveland Browns fan. I'm
Tyler Schall is what would do it for you.
Done.
That's what would do it for you.
I'm telling you. That happens, and the card is revoked.
So Joe is putting his foot down now. He's accepted Deshaun Watson. He's accepted Brandon Whedon, Johnny Football. But if the Browns take Tyler Schall, what if they take him in the 5th round?
I'm done. It doesn't matter. I don't care if he was an undrafted free agent.
Oh,
done.
Wow.
Done.
Okay. All right.
Done.
All right. Tyler Schall is where we draw the limit here.
Yeah, there's so many better picks. Like, you literally have 270 picks. There's only one that undoes it, right? That's
Tyler
it.
Schall.
One.
So he is not on Joe's draft board.
No.
Maybe he's on Andrew Berry's. I don't know.
Andrew, please.
Andrew's listening to this to be like, oh, well, we can't lose Joe as a fan. So we're kind of losing fans.
Struck it out right now.
And speaking of striking things out in Cleveland and one of our favorite movies, here are people to run out of Cleveland. Jamie Collins already ran out of town. Hugh Jackson gone. Andrew Sandejo, remember him? John Johnson III, he's gone. Oh, Anthony Schwartz. Anthony Schwartz still might be the reason the Browns didn't keep Baker Mayfield, because he cut his route short in a game in 2022, and then Baker had to go make the tackle and an interception and then hurt his shoulder, thus leading to a series of bad decisions. Jed Wills Jr. is a free agent. The Browns have not brought him back, and hopefully they don't bring him back. So hopefully we can scratch that name off soon. Deshaun Watson, I think he's going to be on IR this year and then cut loose next year. And then Andrew Berry, we'll see. I'm still in the camp of I think Andrew Berry can get it done. Are you?
Yeah.
You still have hope for Andrew Berry?
But
not if he drafts Tyler Shaw.
Dude, he's dead to me. Like every single person is dead to me. Okay. So what's the quote about? I'm so glad I
called that guy. Boy, am I glad I called that guy. And then it's just waving. So for anyone listening on podcast, that was what's that guy's name? He was a Boardwalk Empire, Steve Buscemi.
Yes,
Steve Buscemi. So what a great, a very underrated cameo in Happy Gilmore. So love it.